What's up, fellow humans? My name is Titan again, and welcome back to the great Ace Attorney Chronicles, where in the last one, chaos broke out in the courtroom, vital evidence was destroyed, and now the only new evidence that we have to continue this case is from our memory, which is not the best kind of evidence. We have this new picture here that we formed out of our memory, where we actually have blood on the steak plate here. So we could, for example, here say that this blood ended up here because she did, in fact, shoot Dr. John H. Wilson from the front and then turned him around. And he wasn't actually shot by us, because the bullet wound did not actually go through his body. So the blood wouldn't just go whoop. So she has to have killed him from the front. So it could very well prove that our accusation of Miss Giselle Brett is, in fact, true. So we're going to present it here. Take that! And see how well we can support that. Inspector Honosaga, answer me this. Investor. Yes? What is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. Yeah, he seemed to be quite frozen there. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day. Wait a minute! Where are you going? Again. Where are you going with this little boy? She interrupted him to ask the same thing. Damn. Yeah, she got a lot more aggressive in the last episode. It's just the memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. At least she's giving us a perfect opportunity to explain. What? Maybe because she's curious herself. She's kind of worried. Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph, at the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Giselle Brett. I beg your pardon? As you were, Giselle Brett. That's the right pronunciation for that. This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Am I actually recording, by the way? Yes, okay. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? Oh? Who's that? Oh, it's him. That's his voice? Oh, okay. Whoops. I just gotta continue with the voice again. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate. In the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you'd been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. That's also... Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Mr. Giselle's plate. We must examine it now. Before she destroys it again. Whoops. Inspector. The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir! How did you carry that around with you? Sorry for the delay. Oh, okay. Here's what you ordered. A steak. Ah, yes, my order, thank you. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector! The blood, man! Short cut! Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. Yeah, I kind of feared that. Uh-oh. No. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. Couldn't have been that easy. It's never that easy. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. It still irritates me that the thing is alive. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. I couldn't agree more. In the case of this case to the Empire. Dude, think about what you just agreed to there. I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do hope to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. The sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Did he just compare me to a steak? Okay. It was removed from the victim's table after the incident. Was the plate I thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. Yonosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Inspect it. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Inspect the plate. See what we can find. Believe in myself? Really? She was quite unnerved by the steak actually still being present as evidence. So, yeah. Let's see. Did I accidentally? Okay, yeah. I think I accidentally pressed that. Whoops. As evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, presume any further explanation of evidence in this trial would be unnecessary. Does the defendants have any objection? The bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can a plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? Okay, let's see. Well, the answer has to be yes. I mean, what else do we do? Let's see. Ah! Huh? What the world is this? Is that the, oh, yes, definitely. Koban, hoei era. That's the curio of the old man. I mentioned that was still missing. I don't know how this helps us, but yeah. No, I mean, what is it? I mean, what's it doing here? Wait, did you say it was a hoei koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of hoei koban. Yes. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bouillon. And I don't think I might have mispronounced it, but that's fine. And I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means it means something. Certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the hoei era too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juices as well, look. What are you thinking of eating it? No, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and appear underneath for price. I think you might have gotten the wrong end of the stick about this. It's okay. The koban coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. Hang on. Why? I don't know. What would she get from hiding the old man's coin underneath the steak? Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. And a clue that will reveal the shocking truth. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly formed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely in this plate of beefsteak is this new clue to be found? Let's lift that up again. Whoop. Yeah, okay, do we have to go through this again? Damn it. Okay, give me a moment. Alright, so now let's present it. Oh, dang it, oh, okay, never mind, whoops, give me a moment. Alright, now let's present it. I pressed the right button this time. Oh, that actually looks kind of like blood, that's... good gracious, it's... Oh, autoplay, whoop. Koban? What on earth? Is she pretending that, or... A hoei arrow on that? Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? What a ridiculous question, how should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare hoei koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be relevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel? A rare hoei koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be a relevant case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. You don't even have a lawyer job. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Oh, everyone's interrupting. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Okay. Even though I'm the one who tried it. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. The owner? Yes. It's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. Forgot his name, but I know who it is. Yeah. And him. Kyurio. Oh, Kyurio. His name is a pun. Kurikuta. Yeah. Present. I present this old man. Obviously, it can only be the antique dealer and owner of Razute, Kyurio Kurikuta-san. Kyurio? Kyuri? As in Mr. Cucumber or something? It's not... No, okay. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Cucumber. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. And remember him saying that he was up to something with this koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. I still have no clue how this is gonna help us, but it's something. The gunshot interested me... Oh, the gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Indeed! The hoei arrow koban! My prized coin! Then this hoei arrow koban. How often are they gonna make me say this? Do you mean to tell me... No. Please, why would Kurikuta-san's koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense. I agree, but... yeah. Which is why I'm asking to bring Kurikuta-san back to the witness stand, so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Without a moment's delay. It's gonna be problematic if he also has no clue. I mean, he was searching for it, so why would he know that? Maybe... I don't know. I can't believe we've come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this koban, You find that it's a key element in the case. Somehow. Oh, maybe I should have left the last episode here. Oh well. That's fine. Oh, damn. What's this all... Okay, what voice did I give him? What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby idol? Aww. When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. Can you put that knife away? Dude, there's a baby next to you. Be careful there. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Damn. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasate showowner's existence. Damn. Be that as it may, Kurikuta-san, something has come to light that requires a clarification. Yeah, let's get back to the facts here. As for... Whoa! Did you just stab in a foot? Yes, that's it, the very exact one that it is. Resplendent, splendiferous sorry treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. He is very quite eager, yes. It can't be. It can't be. As I thought. Sergeant is just okay with the knife in his foot. Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. This is a sandwich? This is soaking? This is seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an inconsignable thing? That is the question. Or why, rather. Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga, sorry. I mentioned this earlier on the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right. A secret undercover operation. The Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes. I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at the work in the restaurant on a regular basis. Huh. The place was already a scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kurikuta-san's koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Kurikuta-san's koban and hid it under the stick? I mean, we have him back in the court. There's to be more reason to him being there, right? It's just a game development hunch, but why would... I mean, it was her steak, so if someone else hid it there in a customer's steak, why the fuck? So, in that sense, it has to be Giselle, right? But Why would she do that? And then just leave it there. That also makes no sense. I mean, Iyesa Nosa was already in contact with Kyurio before Giselle involved both of them in the case. And again, I feel like there has to be a reason for him to be back in court. And he might try to, like, get a better deal on something to provide for his family. Because he's obviously shown to care about his son. So, or his kid. So I think this is my best guess. Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Iyesa Nosa. Ah, how dare you monster! Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, did I? Am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? And it wasn't me. It was I. I was the mastermind behind all this. What? You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Let's see what he has to say. No, wait, what the odd? Is he possessed? Demon baby! The Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Iyesa Nosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Oh, he has a... his mustache is now zigzaggy. Oh, poor baby. Okay, that was something. That just happened. Do any of you know if the extraordinary low wages... Yeah, I figured. The Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe. Understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. Oh. And I've heard that it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes? All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why we're stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his koban. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief, you are. Was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Yes, when the professor was shot. Wait, so, but it was his steak? I knew that if the police conducted a search and... Oh, whoops, sorry. Oh. Yeah. And found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I do too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. I see. Oh. So it's his steak, not Miss Giselle's. So, that's why it doesn't have blood. So she switched it. Yeah. That's how it helps us. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett. Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. Ow. May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency. Indeed. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-settled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. It is a... Objection! Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? Sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Objection! Nonsense, is it? Well... oof. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yeah, there was knife and fork on the table as well. It's not... She still... Yeah. The evidence we have is his steak, but on the photos, it's... well, on the photos it's also his. She switched it after the murder. So, yeah. Her original plate has blood. Inspector Hosonaga, do you maybe have another plate of steak? Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you're free to leave. No. Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And good day. Objection. Objection. Yunosuke, what's the matter with you? There's no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just... something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. Wait, what? If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over. Okay, I guess I missed something there. Wait, Miss Brett. What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction? Of course he had to. What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Uranus, okay? Let's see. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Oh, wait. I think it's the next one. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Actually. Yeah? Wait, no. Undeniable contradiction. Yeah, no, wait, yeah, that is the... Okay, yeah, gotcha. Because I already mentioned that with the fork and knife. I'm going to need to see evidence, Counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where's the evidence to prove it? Yay. This one. Okay, do we have to point at it specifically here? No, can't even. So, the end. Hopefully. Photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. Steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on. No. More accurately, Your Excellency. A steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Yeah. Important distinction. Now you're splitting hairs. No. Yeah, she knows. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. Talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Yeah, I was just thinking that as well. I haven't even noticed that earlier. It's been there the whole time. Oh, that's cool. It's been there the whole time and I didn't even think about it. But yeah. Yeah, it's cut in a curve. Like you have bitten out of it instead of actually cut it. Ooh. Fancy. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. And take a good look at the steak. In particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Barbaric. Ah. It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all. But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was... Oh. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Oh, she knows she's doing that just to pressure the court. Of course, this will be all over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just... again. I've heard enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Oh, of course, dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Yunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Kind of. Yes. Now, at last, it's all come together. Oh. The mysterious teeth marks in the steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. Can we prove the switcheroo? I mean, I guess that's the proof. But we still can't prove the blood though, except if we actually have that other plate. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. It's cool if the, like, ending evidence was there from almost the start. It's awesome. I accept that these teeth marks of the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Oh, she's very angry. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If we really had such conclusive evidence, we would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist. Yeah, the other plate. This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence not yet to be brought forward? That can't be. I don't believe you have it. I don't. But there's someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. Ah, because he wanted to steal the curio, he went and collected the plates himself. Iyesa Nosa.
Are you sure about that?
If that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Ah. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair? Sam. Don't really have doubt about that. Counsel. I'm disappointed, as this is likely your last chance. I would have expected you to be taking it more seriously. Oh, so it's Inspector Hosonaga then? It seems you need some waking up. Ah, dang. Perhaps a penalty will help focus your mind. Okay, it's getting quite close. It's the last act of this trial. And you have center stage, Yunosuke. Very well, are you? Okay. So it's him then. Must be.
Take that!
He just takes everything. The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Kurikuta-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake? The shot. Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal. But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table. Oh yeah, I mean, okay. That's why Sergeant Nosa... If Sergeant Nosa went back to grab her steak, he probably would have looked under it. I mean, he still could have grabbed it just to make sure that nobody sees the coin when he looks underneath it to check if it's the right steak. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yet the gentlewoman does not take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two stakes over. Sergeant? So? You did switch the plates? Whoopsie. Well, after that happened, So why didn't he go back to grab it then? When I saw the okay, if Inspector Osanada grabbed it then. Yeah, okay. When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hit the coin underneath it. And then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off the kitchen, I seized my chance. Makes sense. Poor baby. With military precision and timing, I switched my stake with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done. Unbelievable! However, fear not, Prosecutor-san. What now? I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform. That is all I did, sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant. It is plenty. So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Pratt's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table. Exactly. Yes, that follows. Inspector Osanaga. Yes. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Pratt's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. Oh, did he? That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. Oh, that's correct. And please present it to the court now. Oh, the plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot. Woo. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat, it can't have the slightest bearing on the case. The blood. No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady. I beg your pardon? Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Heh, thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. The music, it's so good. On the side of the plate, there was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson. There was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. That's awesome. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you. Aha! Here is the other steak in its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. Aha! The bloodstain. It's clearly visible, look.
Yes.
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. Ah, it can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. Kazuma. That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. Oh, what? I did not expect that. I thought it was me. It's you! Oh, just one. A goose. Oh, I said goose in the last one. No, I said swan. I don't know. I think it's a swan. Outdone by a Japanese? Me? A Japanese schoolboy? No, no, no. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, why do we... Yeah! What is happening? Are those little chicks? What the fuck? What is happening? Did she die? Oh, look at these. Ah, that's cute. What the fuck is happening? Perfectly normal courtroom. I don't know what your problem is. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time for you to. It's time you told. Oh, you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. Was she actually? It was I who took the professor's life using curio. Ah! Ah! As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So I planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because curio is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor and take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you'd decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There's no getting back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of curio in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Of course. Under his skirt? So I was right. There were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which he had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I had intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun. In the middle of a restaurant. Quite insane. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Misdemeanor is putting it very, very, very lightly. Your Excellency? Yes? I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? What? I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me. Naruhodo-san? No. Okay. Could you take that animal off your head? It's not the right place to keep an animal. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement? This can't be. Takatsuchi Yoshi does not lose. Not the likes of this rookie student. Not to the likes of this rookie student. You'd better get starting used to tough opposition. You'd better damn it. You'd better start getting used to tough opposition. Ah! You're in the Suke Naruhodo. Well, yes? This insult to the Archie family name will never be forgotten. So he's actually still just offended. Bro, you do realize that we did get the correct actual murderer there, so like don't be mad at me. You've become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make a way for the new. Careful with her sword there. I'm standing in the way there. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Yeah, just move out of the way. Scary. Whoa. What? How did you do that? Magic. Is it allowed in court? 1,000 millennia may pass and still the Archie clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. Hey, thank you, Your Excellency. Use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget, to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. Mission? I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes? In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you can carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. That's what you like to hear. Victory screech! It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo not guilty. Yes. Okay, I don't know where they're coming from, but heck yeah! Oh, beautiful. Yeah, there's you could clearly see they're coming just out of the ceiling. Okay. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they installed a system for that. This court is now adjourned. Yay! We won! We did it! 22nd November, 2:46 PM. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendant's Antechamber. 5. Okay, is this going on for long now? I don't think so. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it! I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Oh, it's her. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know? Oh, no, I didn't do any. Thank you so much. If you haven't had that research report of Miss Bratz, I don't know how things would have turned out. Don't scare her like that. The kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Susato Mikotoba. Speaking of Mikotoba. Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Okay, I already could have guessed that was his voice, but alright. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's when you met, Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides... It's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture. And of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. Is that is the sword the spirit? You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Might be, of course I have. Might be troublesome at the airport. And a Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. Don't go walking around pointing that at everyone. That's a bad idea. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? To the Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. No. Inspector Osanaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must But what's this all about, consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear a case somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the Friendship Treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. It's all going to change from now on. We can make a change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But Professor, you're right. There's no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're detective, Osanaga-san, aren't you? Have you actually taken the job? Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival. Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course. La Carnival's food is second to none. Glad the reputation is still intact. I shall go and attend the paper nook for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh, yes, thank you. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Ryunosuke? I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? The defense was all your own work. Your skills made a difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, Something kept occurring to me over and over again during the trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. Well, come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal combat. I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean? That's the point. Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that a lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in, even then. Well, that's not something anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, you faced seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. Wholesome. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Join him? On this trip? Ah, you're still there, are you? Oh, Inspector Osanaga. I've arranged some rickshaws. What? Rickshaws? What is that? I don't know. For us. Let's go. Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating it now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah, yes. That too. Alright. Is that the end of the chapter? So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikotoba. Susato-san, who acted as my assistant. Inspector Osanaga, who didn't really play much of a part, was... I like that he actually reacted it in the imagination. It was because of the help and support of all of these people that I managed to get through the trial. More importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. The end. Ooh. Damn. Oh. Defense tier awarded. Oh, nice. Save progress. Yes. Oh boy. Okay. Let's save it here to be safe. That was quite intense. That was quite the... Oh, look. It's a different silhouette. Episode 2. That's the Sherlock character. Isn't he actually called Sherlock? Oh no, wait. Okay, I don't quite remember. There's some Sherlock pun at least in this name. Ooh, yeah, that was quite the intense case. Wait, what is the next episode? Oh, it's on a ship. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. Huh. Okay. So is Speckled Band the name of the ship? It's unbreakable, apparently. Maybe. Alright, so let's return to the screen. So I assume that's a case that will play out during our trip to Great Britain, because the favor is Kazuma's favor is to ask us to come with him. Or go instead, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he'll come with us, maybe not. but I hope you'll join us. I hope so. I think you will. I do have a lot of stuff to do, so it might take a little while to get to starting the next episode. I mean, it's a good point to take a little break. It would be awesome to see you continue to support the series. That would give me a lot of motivation to get through the entire game. Because as of right now, I don't know if I will get through the entire game because it's very long, and I have a lot of different games that I like to record and make videos about. And so I don't know, if the series doesn't get support really, at some point I might leave it there. After a couple of chapters. But I don't know, we'll see. So, if you enjoyed it, leave a like and maybe subscribe as well. And tell me in the comments what you think of this game, of the series so far. And tell me if you're excited to see how this story continues and what other cases there are to be solved. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!